We're talking about Hoka Tecton X 3. Welcome back to the channel. I am Cody with the Shoe In With Cody, and today we got us a good one. We're talking about my first impressions and some tech specs of the Hoka Tecton X3. Just got this shoe in, started racking the miles up, and I got a lot to say about this shoe. In this video, I'm going to cover the tech specs and my first impressions. What does it feel like to run in this shoe? We all just watched UTMB. We just saw some fantastic racers in this shoe, and I'm so happy I'm able to get it on my feet as well, which makes me want to point out one thing. This shoe right here was provided to me by Hoka, but they never have a say or an opinion on what I put in my reviews and in any of my content. And I have another favor to ask. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. You know you want to, costs you nothing, but it absolutely helps the channel. Now let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the Hoka Tecton X 3. To kick this video off, I am going to talk about the tech specs, and there's a lot to cover in the shoe. This shoe has a lot going on, and the one thing I want to point out is this booty-like upper. You have like a gator right here. When I first got this, I honestly thought it was going to be very padded. Honestly, it just feels like a thick sock to me. I do want to point that out. I've got a ton of questions about that. What is that like? The other thing is, I'll get a little bit more of my first impression on. It's not too difficult to go on in the shoe. This shoe is definitely a pretty max cushion shoe. We're looking at 40 in the heel, and I believe we're looking at 35 in the forefront, giving you a 5mm drop shoe. That's pretty hefty for a trail shoe, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. This shoe, I think, is about 9.7 ounces in my size, give or take, which is pretty, it's not the heaviest shoe, and it's definitely not the lightest shoe. It's, you know, for long distance shoe, for the trails, for those ultra races, it's really not terrible. You're looking at a Piba midsole, which I love. Piba midsoles are just so freaking nice. They're comfortable, and they're just really made to go fast, just kind of bomb it on the trails. And you have a carbon plate in this shoe. The carbon plate is kind of like a fork. So it kind of forks out here and here. And then you have a Vibram outsole. Vibram's always money. You're going to constantly hear me say this. When I see Vibram on there, it's just money. I always have confidence in it. And you just have a matrix upper. Honestly, there's really not much to it. The one big thing I do want to point out is the tongue. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's really just a continuation of this like sock-like gator right here. There's no pad on top of it. So when you're cranking down your laces, there's no extra padded right there, not on the inside either. So it's very breathable, it's one of the more breathable trail shoes that I've had on my foot in quite some time. It looks like a lot of materials, it looks like a lot of overlays, but not really the case with that. Honestly, a lot of nice things that they put in the shoe. This is the race day shoe. This is the super shoe. This is the Tecton X3. You've been seeing a lot of the Tecton X 2.5 on like a Jim Walmsley, but you did see this on like an Adam Peterman and UTMB for CCC. This shoe, I believe, is also going to cost you $275. So you pay for it. It is definitely their premium shoe. Comes at a premium cost, but is made to go long distance on those trails. While I know you love some tech specs, you clicked on this video to see my first impressions on this shoe, and I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. They're freaking awesome. My first impressions about 7-8 miles in the shoe. I've done some runs, I've done some hiking, a little mix match of a lot of things so far, but not a ton of miles, 8 miles. It's awesome. I felt fast in this shoe. So I took this shoe out on some road to trails. Feels great on the roads, and it felt great on more buffed out trails. Not taking this on technical trail yet, but it felt really good. I thought I was going in like the 8:30 paces. No, I was in the lower 7s and the 6s, and I had to pull myself back. I felt really fast. This midsole is really nice. I really hope Hoka starts using this type of midsole in more trail shoes. The Piba midsole is just money, and then the carbon plate in it just makes you go fast. The combination of the Piba foam, the carbon plate, you just spring off there, and I just felt fast. My one run I did in this, I finished with doing strides at the end, and I was in the 5:30s doing my strides. And again, if you've ever done strides, you're supposed to pick that pace up. It just felt effortless, to be quite honest with you. The upper, I find the upper to be a little bit more accommodating than other shoes. So if you've tried the Speedgoat 6 and you found it a little too snug, I find the Tecton X3 to be a little bit more accommodating. There's those other recently released Hoka shoes, the upper, the Gator. It's an interesting Gator. I'm just going to emphasize that. It feels more like a sock. I was expecting like almost like what you used to use for basketball. It's actually not hard to get on. That was my first concern. How am I going to get this on? Now you have this little pull tab in the front. You open it up and get it in really quickly. No issues at all. So if you have hesitations because you're worried about how hard it is to go on and off, not hard at all. And the reason why I say that is I took pictures of this while out on my run. So I ran out in the middle of the forest, took it on and off, on and off, on and off, taking pictures. No issues at all, which is a huge surprise to me. The one thing I'm going to give on this shoe right now is there's no padded right here on this tongue. If you plan on stripping it down because you want a good lockdown, you're going to feel those laces. You're absolutely going to feel those laces. And if you have any heel slippage, there's no extra loop right here. There's no extra loop, so you cannot do a runner's knot at all. So again, if you have heel slippage or you really need to crank them down, you might, this shoe might just not be for you. But overall, I got a great lockdown in here. This foam, let me look at that. It is just so nice. I mean, look at that. The foam is top notch. The carbon plating is freaking awesome. I feel fast in the shoe, and this is what the type of shoe you want. You want to feel fast in the shoe. $275 is a lot, but I do think you get a lot with this shoe. I need to get more miles in. I want to definitely try this on more technical terrain too. So I give you all of the road to trails, buff that trails, technical trails. I want to give you it all. I still need to get those miles in, but so far, my first impressions of the shoe, freaking awesome. I really like it. I like getting the miles in. So definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because you want to stay in the loop. We're going to drop content on this and a whole other shoes that you're definitely want to be on the know on. Thank you for checking out this review. Until next time, I'll see you out on the run.